It's been a while since I came on here and did a hair update. Usually you guys see me in my wig or I'm in my sleeping cap. My hair is wet right now and I just braided it up. But I'm not ready to flat iron, straighten it, and do a length check. If you guys wanted to see where my hair was the last time I flat ironed it, because usually I'm always just wearing my wig. This video is from a couple months ago and this was my hair. If you compare this video to one from last year, you can already see my hair has, put on some inches and it's been retaining the length, which is pretty good. I think this year I wore my hair in its natural state, maybe January through March, so maybe about 3 months, and it was around April that I went back to my protective styling, which protective styling means wig. So, so I had it out and about, styling it, putting heat on it for about 3 months, and then for the rest of this year, thus far until October, I've been protecting it. So I wanted to talk about what I'm taking internally, what I'm putting on it. If you guys want to see, because obviously it's wet, I just put rice water in it. I talked about this last year. You can go back to some of my other videos, especially the MSM videos, and you'll see my natural hair. But there's lots of videos on how to make the rice water. I don't really want to make a video on how to do it because I do it the easy way. It's really easy way. Literally, I just take the rice, I put water, I put it in a mason jar, I tighten it. Oh, and you put orange peels, or you can put grapefruit peels in there as well, because rice water is fermented, and well, when you let it sit, it ferments, and so it's one of the worst scents you'll probably ever smell. It's a really awful scent. So you definitely want to make it smell good. So I do the orange peels, and then I add in some green, what is that called? Oh no, tea tree oil, and then I add in peppermint oil, and then you let it sit in an airtight jar in a dark place. It could be in a drawer, it could be in the back of your cupboard, and you do that for at least 24 hours. Sometimes I'll go 4 days or 5 days. Some people go a week. And then obviously you strain out the rice. So the rice is sitting there in the water with the peels and it's fermenting. And you'll see the chemical process, it's not really chemical, but anyways, you'll see little bubbles in the fermenting process, and it gets all cloudy and hazy, and it's really cool how that works. But that's what makes this so amazing for your hair, the fermentation process. And once you put it on your hair, even if it's as a rinse or if it's as a leave-in, today I'm using it as a leave-in, but some people just put it on as a rinse, leave it on there every 30 minutes and then shampoo it out. But basically it helps with hair shedding. You're gonna notice you're just retaining majority of your hair. You'll notice this about after 2 months of using it, and you'll also notice that your hair is not breaking off. So I think that's why it makes it seem like your hair is growing so much faster, because guys, I've seen girls of all different backgrounds use this. People with kinky coily hair, people with a 3B, 2B, 2A hair, people with bone straight hair. Actually, most of us got it, I think, from there's this tribe in Asia, and the women there use this, and that's how I heard of it. So this is for all hair types, but I think because it strengthens your hair so much, that's why you retain all of your length. And that's why it looks like your hair is even thicker and it's getting longer faster. But yeah, usually after only a month of using it, people see a huge difference in how long their hair is. So don't just do it. It isn't a fad. This is something where I've been using this for over a year now. So it's it works, it keeps on working. There's no reason to stop, really. The only thing is that you have to obviously think about making some new rice water up before your wash day. And so sometimes I'll be lazy, and if you only wash your hair once a month, which is what I've been doing since I've been wearing my wig, then some months I do skip it. But trust me, last year I did it 12 months every month, and it was amazing. It was amazing. It is the cheat code for hair growth. But what I was saying, I think most people don't do it is because it smells so awful. It smells so terrible. So you really have to get a good mixture of essential oils, or have some orange peels, or maybe grapefruit peels, some type of citrus that's very heavily scented, in with the rice water to help get past that scent, and then put it on your hair. And yeah, It's awesome. It smells awful. I mean, it's fermented rice, but it's amazing. So that's that. Today I'm doing it as a leave-in. Usually I just do it as a rinse, and even that works, but today I'm doing a leave-in. Obviously the leave-in, you get even more benefits. Don't be afraid if you make up rice water, and if you're putting it in like a glass jar like this, if it just comes up to here, to maybe put an equal part of water in and dilute it. I'm not afraid to dilute it, but I will say my first year using rice water, I used it in its just entirety. Now I'm adding just, you know, a little bit of water to stretch it, make it go longer, because just even having a little bit of rice in there, I mean, you're gonna see the benefits. So I trust in that it works to dilute it, but I guess if it's your first time, probably just use it as strong as you can make it. But yeah, obviously diluting will also help with the scent too, but you'll also get the benefits. Another thing, and this is just like on the hacks of getting your hair long, because last year, if you see some of my other videos, I showed you guys before and after pictures of where my hair was before I started my journey. Now I'm on year 2 of my journey. The end of October will be the 2nd year of growing out my hair, and you know, it's grown really fast. Like it's grown the fastest in these last 2 years than any other 2-year or even 1-year period of my life. Like it's been really impressive. So the SMM is huge. You'll see that again, people of all different backgrounds, all different ethnicities, all different hair types. When we talk about MSM, like it works for everybody. I don't care if you have the most stubborn hair. And sometimes it's just genetic. Some people's hair just don't grow as fast as others, or as full or thick. But I'm telling you, there's something weird going on with MSM and hair. But when you start taking it, you'll notice all of the hair on your body is going to start growing more. You're going to have to shave your legs more. You're going to have to be buying more razors because you're going to be shaving more. If you are like me and you have to like wax your upper lip, you're going to notice you're going to be waxing your upper lip. Now I feel like I have to do it every 2 weeks, if not more. Before I could get away with maybe doing it every 6 to 8 weeks, like just, you know, going to the salon, get it done. Now I just do it at home because it gets too expensive. So yeah, you'll notice hair everywhere just grows in more. So the places that you usually shave, you're gonna have to shave those places more, or wax them more. And yeah, it's just how it goes. The MSM is working from the inside out to make your hair, you know, pretty much grow like a weed. Right now I've just been taking 1,000 milligrams a day, and I'm still getting the benefits. There are other people, you can read their reviews, they're only taking 1,000 milligrams and their hair is still reacting to it. So you don't have to megadose MSM to get the hair growth benefits. So keep that in mind. When it comes to shampoo and conditioner, I really like the shampoos that have like the green tea oil. Or no, I think it's just tea tree oil. I keep on wanting to say green tea, but tea tree oil. There's one at Target, which is basically a dupe or a knockoff of Paul Mitchell's green tea. I'm gonna say this the entire video. Tea tree oil, and it works amazing. So like for shampoo, do that, and then really any conditioner, you know, you'll find with using rice water, it's gonna make your hair way easier to detangle. And people have said also that with taking MSM, the new hair that's growing in during your journey is going to be a completely different hair type and texture than the rest of your hair. And to be honest, I kind of think it's true. My hair isn't as coily as it used to be, you know. So I'm not sure if it's because my hair is getting so long, and so the weight of it is kind of pulling it down, so my coils aren't as tight. So now they look more of like a looser curl. Yeah, it's like an S curl now. I don't know, but I guess it must be true. But obviously you're not going to really notice that until maybe 4 or 5 months of taking MSM, because you have to have enough hair growth to be able to see the difference between the new growth and the rest of your hair. But for me, being on it almost 2 years, it's like majority of my hair is the MSM new hair. So I just have to go back on memory of, oh yeah, my hair used to be way harder to, you know, even brush through, because it was, you know, it's coily, and you have to obviously treat coils and curls a little differently. Where was I going with this? So yeah, if you're like me and you are using like a wig or some type of fake hair to protective style, or if maybe you're just using your natural hair and you're just putting it in like Bantu knots, or you're just doing braids, whatever you're doing, then obviously as far as the styling products, I don't think it's really that important. You're mostly just using products that are really, really healthy for your hair and that are nourishing your hair and giving it the moisture that it needs. But if you're kind of fading out of that and you want to start like styling your hair, like flat ironing it out or using heat tools on it, then obviously there's a completely different set of products that you should probably use for that. And so when I go to flat iron and straighten out my hair and wear it basically straight, I'll be using the Olaplex products. I started Olaplex sometime last year, I think it was December-ish, so right at like the end of the year. And so if you go by just like the hype of Olaplex, usually you can only get it in a salon, and that is still true. So if you see this at Sephora, if you see this on Amazon, just know it's not exactly the number 1 and the number 2. The number 1 and the number 2, you have to have a beautician license to even administer it, to even buy it. You cannot buy number 1 and number 2 of the Olaplex online, and if you're trying to get it somewhere, it's probably going to be a knockoff unless you have your license. So people go to the salon and they administer it, and because you want to be safe, and it's not just, if it was easy for everyone to do it, trust me, they'd put it on the market and millions and millions of us will be buying it, but they don't. So what you can get is Olaplex number 3. And so this is one of the, I think, one of the most important ones, because this is the one that basically links the bonds within your hair, and it's doing it from the inside out. So if you get like a keratin treatment, keratin is great, but keratin is just kind of coating your hair, and it's basically filling in any ridges or any breaks that it might have, just to keep it stronger a little longer. Olaplex is working from the inside out. It does have protein in it, but it is not like an intense protein treatment like an Affi treatment or anything like that. Like, it really is just new. It's different. So yeah, the number 1 and number 2, you have to go to a salon to do it. And when you do get like an Olaplex treatment at a salon, usually you only have to go like every couple months. Like, this isn't something that you need to get a lot. And in between it, you could always use these. So yeah, the number 3 is a concentrated version of number 1 and number 2. So yes, you're still going to have great results, I do, but no, it is not the exact same thing as what they're doing in the salon, because you have to be certified, you have to have that license to even touch number 1 and number 2. But it still links the bonds within the hair, and yeah, you could use it once a week, or if your hair is really fried from bleaching it, from heat tools, or whatever you're doing to your hair, then you could use it maybe twice a week or 3 times. But for me, as someone who only washes my hair once a month, and still, if I'm not going to be wearing my natural hair out, these are expensive, like, don't waste it just to put on like a wig. So for my wig, obviously you can just use any products, but for this, for your natural hair, if you're about to straighten it out and you want it to look really, really good, use your Olaplex. What else? Obviously it protects against damage, but yeah, it just makes your hair feel so good. So the next one is like Olaplex number 4. That's basically their shampoo. Olaplex number 4, I can't remember if I have tried it or if I didn't, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say, if you know your hair well, you probably have other shampoos at home. They'll probably work better. Like I was saying about that tea tree one. The tea tree shampoos are amazing, or the apple cider vinegar shampoos, especially if you don't want something that's too heavy. Those are really, really good. So you don't necessarily need to buy the number 4. If you're trying to Olaplex like for the first time, definitely try to get, like, they have like a bundle, so you basically have everything you need right there. But if you're just buying them one by one, you don't have to get the shampoo if you already have a shampoo that you like at home. So keep that in mind. The next one is the number 5, and that is the conditioner. Do not skip on the conditioner. If you're gonna get the Olaplex number 3, you have to get this one. So don't just try to use this one and then use a different conditioner that you have at home. As someone who goes through a lot of different conditioners, both from salon and just, different things you get in your, beauty supply store, this is a legit conditioner. You're going to want this. It's really, really, really good. It'll help smooth out your hair. This is kind of like a treatment. So using number 3 alone is not going to make you feel like you have luxurious hair. definitely it's building those bonds, but to smooth out your hair and to have it easier to manage, easier to style, definitely use the conditioner. It is like, to me, this is like an intense conditioner. But Olaplex was made for hair that is like on its last limb, like hair that's fried, hair that's breaking. Obviously you don't really need Olaplex if your hair is in really healthy state. Me, when I started my hair journey, I didn't do a big chop, meaning that there's a good portion of my hair that is still very fried from bleaching it every month for years. So that's why I'm all for Olaplex. Obviously all of my new growth from like here to the rest of my head, it's a lot easier to manage because it's basically virgin hair, but the rest of it, yeah, it's not virgin hair. So obviously if you do a big chop, then you'd probably, like, you might not even need Olaplex. You could probably get away with using other products, but this is for people who feel like their hair really needs it. Number 5 is the conditioner. Do not skip the conditioner. Definitely buy the conditioner. It's worth the money. Number 6 is the leave-in. If you already have a good leave-in at home that helps your hair feel light, smooth, soft, then I don't feel like this is one that you absolutely have to buy. I like that I have it because I don't have another leave-in, so it works for me, but I don't feel like this like will make or break your hair like the conditioner will make or break your Olaplex experience for sure. But it is nice. It is lighter, light enough to where you just have to put on just a little bit, like just a little bit. If you're wearing your hair curly, if you have naturally curly hair, I wouldn't necessarily use this as a go-to. For me, my curls and the thickness of my hair need something that's heavier to help the curls kind of group together. But if you're going to be flat ironing your hair, then yeah, using like a little bit of this and kind of like rubbing it through your hair will help make it more manageable. I do want to talk about this. It's a 10, that brand. They have a Keratin Spray. This spray works wonders on damp hair before you flat iron it. Like, don't use it on dry hair. You have to use it on like wet hair or very damp hair, but you would spray that on your hair. It does use keratin, which, you know, keratin, it coats the hair shaft. Basically it makes it very, very smooth, and any ridges or any broken ends that you have, it just fills it in. And so it's like you just did a blowout. And the keratin, it's a 10. I'll put a picture up here because I didn't get it before I started this video and I don't want to get up, but you can use it on a wig. Like if you have an old wig that's like on its like last leg and you need to revive it, wash it, shampoo, conditioner it, whatever, and then put some of that keratin thing in, and it's like a brand new wig. It feels amazing. It's flowy. It's, you can run your fingers through it, and it's the same with human hair too. So it's a really good product. The next Olaplex, I'm just going by the Olaplexes that I've used. I haven't used the entire line, but the next one is Olaplex 7. This is just an oil, and basically it protects your hair from heat. So heat up to 450 degrees or 230 Celsius. So yeah, it's just really good heat protectant. It comes in as a dry oil, so you have to, like, you know, do 1 or 2 drops in the palm of your hand, and then, you know, obviously work around the parts of your hair that are already kind of messed up, so the ends and stuff like that, and you know, just go from there. Obviously, as a heat protectant, this is one that I would rather a spray heat protectant, so this isn't like my absolute favorite. I have it somewhere in here, I couldn't even find it, because like I said, I prefer a spray heat protectant, but it does work. So if you want to try it, you can go for it, but I don't think it's a part of the Olaplex line that will like make or break your experience, so you don't necessarily have to use it. It does have a, it's not a fermented rice, it's a fermented green tea that's in that oil, and I think grapeseed oil, so it is a dry oil. It's not gonna like weigh your hair down too much, but yeah, I just like wanted to go over that. So that's hair stuff. Yeah, I guess I will show you guys my hair probably in a few weeks. I'm gonna be flat ironing it, and I'll let you know just how much it's grown just in the last, you know, few months. But this is some video of my hair today when I was it's really my hair's really damp. It's like making my shirt wet, but this is just like some footage of my hair earlier when I was putting in the rice water, and I tried to stretch it out a little bit so you guys could see where the length is. It seems to me to be pretty long, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely looks longer than it was in this video here. So we shall see. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna have the links to everything that I talked about in the description box, and yeah.